Actually, it's funny, someone said to me about this album, it sounds like the Salvation Army coming for the end.
What kind of agreement did you make with him? You said, because he's, do you have some material you worked on stuff and then presented it to him after?
Well, that happened afterwards. Actually, the first meeting was kind of soon, you know, after we'd said, let's hang out and do something, you know. So I didn't actually have any material ready, and I just thought, well, maybe it's good, you know, I'll just turn up with an empty suitcase and let's just see how that Lidell-Beck kind of collaboration feels, you know. See if it feels easy, or, you know, how we work together. To be honest, it was a bit of an unknown quantity, you know. But quickly I learned that Beck is like a really, he's prolific for a reason, you know. In the studio, he doesn't hang around, you know. He grabs a guitar and he's like, here's something, you know. He's just writing, and I think it was curious for me because I was a little bit like on his turf, you know. I was at his home studio, and you know, a little bit like, you know, I was really curious about how it was going to work, but I was also a little bit unprepared.
But maybe also, sorry, did you feel that he gave you enough space to experiment in his area?
Yeah, I mean, he was just kind of really motivated, of course, and I think just watching how quickly he just wanted to make music happen was a really inspiring moment for me, and I just thought, I wonder if I could do that, you know? I think in his presence, I was more like making sounds and singing songs for those 3 days that we hung out, because that was the way it went down. It was great. One of the songs made it onto the album, Coma Chameleon, and there's a lot of other songs that we were working on just to get started, you know. But Beck kind of led those sessions a little bit because, you know, I just think his experience showed in that case. But it really inspired me to think, right, next time I see Beck, I'm not coming with an empty suitcase, I'm going to come with a lot of sketches, you know. So I was determined to just get in there. And I had about a month of time to sketch before we were going to see each other again. So that was a really productive month for me. And I think just working with him and seeing how quickly you could get things together was exactly what I needed, you know.
Was it his way of working totally new for you, or different that you would like to do it?
Well, definitely different lyrically, because one of the reasons that Beck, I think, is so prolific and an amazing superpower of his, if you like, is just the way that he can pull words from the air and from the stream of consciousness, which is always going with him. It's almost like he's always capable of writing a song, you know. He could write a song in the kitchen, on the toilet, on a plane, you know. He's just kind of tuned into that side of his you know, creative radio, I guess. It's always on that frequency. Whereas with me, I knew that the kind of material I wanted to write for this album was going to involve me looking through kind of more personal material, journals and things I'd written to myself, because I had a lot to say, I realised. And that was really crucial for me. I don't write in the same way. I couldn't just freestyle a song about the hard times I've had, for example.
But could you say what was for you a thing that you really wanted to get out of your system or put into music?
Yeah. Well, I
Can
mean,
you name something especially important for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think just the period of time between Jim and this album, Compass, was, I mean, I was busy on the road, for one thing, really touring hard, and thanks to everyone for coming to the shows, by the way. That there were brilliant shows, and it was a lot of hard work. But during that time, I changed management. I changed, you know, my home address from Europe to America, which is quite some undertaking. I'd lived in Berlin for 9 years, so that was a lot to change, and I changed my relationship too. So all of those things can be quite demanding. They all kind of happened at around about the same time, you know. So I had a lot on my mind, and it was quite a period of pretty intense change, you know, and I took to writing a lot of that stuff down, you know.
What was the most important change for you? Maybe that had about the relation or changing location?
I mean, changing my relationships was obviously the most heart intense part of everything. I mean, and yeah, that was maybe the source of a lot of the album material, you know. And I think it's quite clear from the lyrics on the songs, like what I was thinking, and that was one of my intentions on this record, to put those intentions and put those feelings down in a quite naked and a quite exposed way on this record, because I just thought, to be the kind of artist that I want to be right now, I have to do that, It took some courage, I think, for me to do that.